Hey everyone, Mary Ellen Benakins, Sue Jennings, Real Estate Ladies of North Atlanta. How are you today, Sue?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Mary Ellen?
I'm doing great. So today we have a treat. We're going to talk about do not buy homes with any of these 13 issues. Okay. Do not. Remember, do not. We're going to talk about a community called Northbrook in Cumming by Toll Brothers. We're going to talk about what we love about North Atlanta, which is some barbecue. If you're from the South, you have to have barbecue. And then for our design tip of the day, we're going to talk about the on-trend versus outdated countertops, which is really interesting because there's so many countertops going on. So let's get right into business and talk about do not buy homes with these 13 issues. Okay. And this is just advice. You can buy homes with these 13 issues, but we suggest not to. And we'd love to know which one is your favorite after we talk about 13. All right, here we go. Let's fire away, Sue.
Okay, so number one on my list, even if you don't have children, do not buy a house in a poor school district. The reason why I say this is because it will affect your property value. It will affect your ability to resell the home because even if you don't have kids, a buyer looking for a home may have kids, and so the schools are important. But homes in lower rated school districts actually are harder to resell, and they appreciate slower than those in top rated school districts.
And we can't tell you what school districts to go into.
No.
We can give you the information to go on to schooldigger.com. And because I have a lot of clients will say, well, I don't want a property if the school's not rated a 9 or a 10. And I was like, okay, give me the list because everybody has their own opinion.
Right.
And we can't tell you. So there we go. All right. So that's number one. So don't buy a house with a school rating of a 5. Just don't do it.
Yeah. Or lower, or 5 or lower. Yeah.
Or 6 or 7 or whatever is your threshold. Okay.
Right.
All right.
So number 2 on my list is homes with odd layouts or poor functionality. Unusual floor plans, such as bedrooms far from bathrooms, kitchens in strange locations. These can all be turnoffs for future buyers, making it difficult to resell the property.
Okay.
What's the oddest floor plan layout you've seen?
I'd like to hear from our viewers too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's so weird if someone makes their garage into like a bedroom. I think that's the weirdest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't like when it's not an open floor plan, like when you have all these little itty bitty rooms. I'd rather have one bigger room than 16 little rooms and nooks. And another thing I don't like is if you have to do a step to go
Mm-hmm.
the family room or something, like if you have to step down or step up, because I would trip all the time. So that would be some of mine. What's some of your favorites there? What's some of your favorites floor plans that you don't like?
I don't like it when the kitchen's up on the 3rd floor.
Oh,
I know that sounds crazy.
Houses. Yeah.
You and I, had a buyer that purchased a home a couple years ago. The kitchen was on the 3rd floor. Think about the effort you have to go through when you bring home a bag of groceries.
Ooh, you get a good workout.
Go to the 3rd floor.
You got to go up and down steps, though. That's always
So number 3 on my list is don't buy a home with a major structural issue, foundation problems, extensive water damage, previous fire damage. These can all relate to costly repairs and make financing and insuring the home difficult.
Well, let me tell you this quick little story. I had a client and they're like, oh my gosh, this house is only like 500,000 and all the rest of them around them are like 900. And I'm like, okay, let me see what's wrong with it. Well, it was in a fire. They're like,
right.
Whoa. I'm like, yeah, the whole house has fire damage. I think that's probably why they have it where it's at. But that's just something you would have to deal with because you'd have to put in, 400,000 to make it look good. There you go. That's fine.
I can tell you, I showed a home to a buyer one time, And it had two major issues. The first was it had these really interesting holes in the wood siding outside. And I stepped back and I looked at it and I thought, why would they have holes in the wood siding? I
Is
mean,
it
like,
woodpecker? A woodpecker?
it was a woodpecker. They had a woodpecker
Oh,
infestation. And the second thing is, I got into the house and the buyer said, wow, that's a really interesting shade of gray on the kitchen walls. And I said, that's not paint. That's smoke damage from a fire.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Interesting.
So number 4 on our list of homes to stay away from and don't buy are
Uh-huh.
overpriced homes in overhyped areas. Some neighborhoods have inflated home prices due to short-term trends. If a buyer overpays for a property, it could take years to gain the equity and can limit your future profits on the home because you overpaid for the property.
And I think that's important. Everybody's really into, I don't want to overpay for a house. I don't want to go into multiple offers. I don't want to do this. And what I'm seeing is a lot of the properties that are going into multiple offers at this moment are properties that are priced below the market. And they're trying to get multiple offers to drive the price up. So you really have to look at the comparables and talk to your professional so they can get you information on what, if I'm going to overpay. Like if someone's always going to overpay, like when you go into multiple offers, you put in your best offer. Like, and you have to be comfortable with that offer and you have to sleep at night and you have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And maybe it doesn't matter to you if you're going to be staying there a long time.
Right. Because really in Atlanta, we know everything goes up 10 to 20% every year consistently for the past 30 years. So I don't foresee things tanking.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. So number 5 on our list today is homes with high HOAs and strict rules. So some HOAs have excessive fees. They also have pending assessment costs that you need to be aware of, and restrictive rules that can make living in the home frustrating or even difficult to resell. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you have to watch the trends of the HOA fees too, because it's amazing how they go up and up and up. And before you know it, they're nickel and diming you for everything. And then it's like another mortgage payment to pay that.
Right. Right.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So number 6 on my list is homes with poor resale appeal, such as homes that back up to highways, commercial areas, gas stations, things with unfixable curb appeal issues, such as awkward driveways, steep driveways, no privacy in the backyard. And all these homes may sit on the market a long, long time and make it very difficult.
Or wires in your backyard or power lines in your backyard.
I have a great example here, and I know you probably have dozens of them, but I was showing homes to a buyer up in Cumming, and we saw pictures of this nice home that was in their budget. It'd been sitting on the market a long time. We couldn't really figure out why. The photos never showed this incredibly steep driveway you couldn't even see the house at the top of the driveway because the driveway was so steep. I thought, how in the world do you even take a trash can down to the curb on trash day? Like if you had anything with any weight in the trash can at all, it would just like pull you down the hill with it. So, but the photos can be a little deceiving sometimes. And I actually sent that particular agent a comment that she really was kind of misleading buyers by not showing the appropriate picture of the front of the property.
Yeah. And even sometimes I always tell my clients to Google Earth around property too. And sometimes that doesn't show it either. So you're just going to have to drive to the house. There you go.
Number 7 on my list is homes that have DIY or subpar renovations.
Pet peeve there.
Badly executed flips, lipstick on a pig type things, or DIY projects can lead to major repair issues later on. Buyers should look for quality workmanship and make sure all the work was permitted before it was done.
Yeah, and one of my pet peeves is like if you're in a house and every room has a different flooring in it and there's no continuity. No,
Mhm.
not one of my favorites. Okay.
Yeah, putting paint on basement concrete walls does not constitute it as a
Finished.
finished basement.
Right? Yeah.
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 Okay, number 8 is homes that are the most expensive home in the neighborhood. Buying the priciest home in an area limits the appreciation potential. The surrounding homes could actually drag the value down over time and make it harder to sell the home for a profit later on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You don't want to be the most expensive. You want to be the least expensive in
Right,
the
right.
best condition. There you go. Okay.
Number 9 on my list is homes with high property taxes or rising insurance costs. Areas prone to tax increases or homes in flood zones or high-risk areas can lead to ongoing cost hikes, making ownership more expensive over time.
Yeah. I can see that. And a lot of people don't want to be near a creek or, I mean, we don't really have a lot of flood zones here in Georgia. We have a couple, but not like Florida and other parts. So it's interesting when people come in and the first thing is, oh, I don't want to be in a flood zone. And I'm like, I've maybe sold like 5 houses in a flood zone. So there's not that many, but we'll make sure we stay away from that.
Well, I one time bought new construction, and it was in a 100-year floodplain. And a 100-year floodplain means that that property will flood once every 100 years. I lived in the property 1 year, and this major flood came through the backyard. So just be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 10 on the list is homes with a difficult commute.
Right.
I'm always trying to make our relocating buyers from out of state, from the Northeast, from wherever they're coming from, understand what the commute might be like here in Atlanta and make sure that they are being realistic and reasonable about the length of commute they want to take on, because a long and stressful commute can really impact the quality of your life, and it can make a home harder to sell to future buyers who also want convenience. There's one property I can think of in particular, but it was, 7 miles off the main road, even though it was, brand new construction. And that actually, as beautiful as the home was, it made it difficult to resell because it wasn't convenient to like Georgia 400, and it was already up pretty far north. And so they really had limited their audience by putting the house where they did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Number 11 on the list is homes that are out of your budget because of maintenance and upkeep. A home could be affordable up front, but
it needs a new roof, right? It needs a new
right.
roof. It needs new AC unit. And before
Right.
you know it, you're a lot of money out of your budget.
Right. Those money pit houses are lovely, but they can really cost you a lot of money. Number 12 on the list is homes that do not fit your physical requirements. Homes with too many stairs, overly large rooms, properties that maybe are on a hill. It might not be practical long-term, especially for aging homeowners or those with mobility concerns.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 13 is homes that are in declining areas with high crime rates. This is something else, again, that you need to do your own homework and research this on your own. Some areas, they are revitalizing. Others are facing increased crime and declining home values. You need to do your research and find out where those areas are. Research the crime trends and the neighborhood stability before you purchase in one of those neighborhoods.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to know what is your favorite one of these 13 issues? And we want to know from our viewers. So let us know in the comments below. All right. Well, now we're going to go in. Oh my goodness. We're going to go into our neighborhood highlight. And today we are talking about Northbrook in Cumming by Toll Brothers.
So Northbrook is an idyllic community in Forsyth County, being built by Toll Brothers. They feature an impressive selection of ranch style, say that 10 times fast, and two-story homes. And they are from $675,000 on up. The community offers many open floor plans, top tier options for personalizing them. The neighborhood is surrounded by lush green space, as well as easy access to local shops, restaurants, countless outdoor recreation opportunities. But it's a private, serene location that complements everyone's lifestyle. Low maintenance living with lawn care and landscape maintenance included is one of the key features and amenities of this community. Outdoor living spaces, resort style clubhouse, swimming pool, cabanas, fire pit, covered outdoor dining, a playground, activity rooms, ping pong, pickleball courts. And it's just, the community is just off of 369 at Bannister Road and Neiman Wallace Drive in Cumming.
Yeah. And pickleball. Oh, here we go. Pickleball. Everyone loves pickleball. I play pickleball. Pickleball's fun. But pickleball is the popular. Check out this kitchen.
It's a cute kitchen.
Very nice. So I love that they have ranches as well and everything like that. So I really do like that. All right. So if you want to go to a great neighborhood in Northbrook and Cumming by Toll Brothers, that is the place to be. Now we are going to go into what we love about North Atlanta. Okay, you're in the South. You got to have some barbecue. So Sue, what are you going to tell us about the barbecue here in North Atlanta?
Well, the number one barbecue place, I think, is Fox Brothers Barbecue.
Okay.
They have 6 locations. The restaurant was started by 2 brothers that moved from Fort Worth to Atlanta, Justin and Jonathan Fox. They were homesick for their Texas-style barbecue and were unable to find what they felt was good barbecue. So they went ahead and started putting together backyard gatherings with friends and family to test out their barbecue skills. And the gatherings grew to over 250 people at a time. And that's how Fox Brothers was born.
There you go. All right. So that's number 1, Fox Brothers. Okay. I'm not a barbecue person, so I don't like barbecues. So I know you can just shoot me. I'm in the South and I don't like barbecue. So I don't really go to barbecue restaurants. But anyway.
I can't believe you just said that.
I know.
I've known you. I never knew that.
I don't really like barbecue. It's not, I mean, I will have some, but it's just not my favorite food. So anyway.
Well, this number 2 on my list is Smoke Jack Barbecue. It's located in Alpharetta, and it's really where all those smoky flavors and Southern hospitality come together. It was founded in 2004 by Dave, and he puts his barbecue together based on his travels: Memphis, Tennessee, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Kansas. He brings the flavors of all those different types of barbecues together to authenticate his techniques and his recipes. And he recently opened my number 3 on the list, which is Jack's Feed Store in Alpharetta. And that's more Texas-inspired barbecue. But what's nice about it is it's so close to downtown Alpharetta, but it's like this hidden gem because parking is easy at Jack's. It's walkable to downtown Alpharetta. Okay. And where Smoke Jack Barbecue is so busy in downtown Alpharetta, sometimes it's kind of nice just to go to Jack's, and yet it's owned by the same family.
And I do want to say that Smoke Jack's is really good. Their turkey, like I'm not like, I like more of like smoked turkey, that kind of barbecue than the meat kind of barbecue. And it's really good at Smoke Jack's. So
well, the sides are always good too.
Oh, sides are always
amazing.
Fattening, but good. Fattening, but good.
Okay.
So,
that's okay. So number 4 on my list is Q Barbecue. Q has 3 locations. They have one philosophy, and that's to make everything from scratch and make it yummy. So they want to fill their restaurants with good people that are having fun, and they want to serve you. So they do change up the menu occasionally with locally grown fruits and vegetables and some locally crafted beers and wines so that each day they have something new on their board. Number 5 is really something that I don't think a lot of people know about, but the food is
Okay.
amazing. It's Local Expedition Wood-Fired Grill. They do have an Alpharetta location, started by Danny and Diana Kim. The flavors of their vegetables and their side dishes in particular are amazing.
Nice.
Danny's got mastery of the grill, and Diana's global culinary background create a unique flavor profile that ties in tastes of Asia, Europe, and the Americas. They also do some catering, by the way. They use only locally grown ingredients, hormone-free meats, and delicious options for a wide variety of diets.
Love to go there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sounds good.
it's right on Windward Parkway, the one in Alpharetta. And to top it all off, they just combine that with Southern hospitality and a family atmosphere that allows you to explore all the flavors of the world while still being in your own backyard.
Well, now I'm really hungry. Now I'm really getting hungry about barbecue that you just said.
Yeah.
So anyway, we
Yeah.
got
They have at a Local Expedition Wood-Fired Grill, they have the best LA street corn I've ever had.
Oh,
Yeah, there's one for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, barbecue is the South, and you got it here. So, all right, let's go into the design tip of the day. Today, we're going to talk about the on-trend versus the outdated countertops. Interesting.
So,
what's trending and what's not?
Number 1 on the list today is quartz. It's a very popular choice due to its durability, low maintenance, wide a range of colors and patterns, matte versus honed finishes, as well as polished finishes. And, you can get a variety of different patterns in your quartz, from, something dramatic to something very, very subtle and quiet. My favorite quartz, by the way, is made here in the US by Cambria. And that's, I highly recommend Cambria. Number 2 are natural stone choices, including marble, quartzite, and soapstone. These are luxurious, they're timeless, they're natural pieces of stone with quartzite really gaining popularity that mimics marble and even some concrete finishes. Excuse me, it's a not concrete. It's an alternative to marble is what I meant to say.
Yes.
Number 3, porcelain slab countertops. These are ultra durable. They're heat resistant, available in a high-end finishes, and they mimic marble and concrete. Number 4 is butcher block with a modern twist. I grew up in the 70s, and we did have butcher block countertops in our kitchen, believe it or not. But warmer natural wood tones like white oak and walnut are gaining popularity, and especially when you mix them with stone countertops. My previous home, the entire island, which was a 10-foot island, had a walnut countertop for the top of that. Now, when you do finish that, you have to use a food grade finish on that and so forth. So that's a whole nother story. But anyway, number 5 is concrete. Concrete is a favorite. It's modern and industrial style kitchens, and it can be really customized to integrate sinks and so forth. And concrete can be stained to different colors so that you have some control over. Number 6, bold and dramatic countertops. Dark, veined, and textured stone is trending, moving away from just plain white. And number 7, mixed materials. Like put quartz on one part of your kitchen, on like maybe on the perimeter, butcher block on the island. That kind of trend of mixing materials is becoming very, very popular as well. Things that are outdated that we don't want to see anymore.
Okay.
Laminated countertops like Formica.
Ew, yeah.
Old versions. It's still considered budget friendly. It's still around, but it is dated, especially for high-end homes.
Yes.
Number 2 is tile countertops. That grout doesn't cut it for everybody. It's hard to clean. And, it's really been replaced by that seamless look of slab surfaces. Number 3 is speckled granite is out.
Okay.
Yeah, these patterns were a bit early 2000s in popularity. Yes. They've been replaced by quartz, quartzite, and marble with more subtle veining. Number 4 is more of a color option that's out of date, and those are your countertops that are brown, beige, or earth tone granites. They were popular in the 90s and the early 2000s, but they've fallen out of favor. And number 5 are high gloss finishes. Those super shiny finishes are out. The matte and hone finishes are taking over, while high gloss and super shiny counters are losing their popularity.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds like good information for everybody. Mm-hmm. So today we talked about do not buy with these 13 issues. And like 13, like that's an interesting number. I don't know why we picked that number, but 13, do not, and 13.
Why not?
Why not? Okay. We also talked about Northbrook and Cumming by Toll Brothers. We talked what we love about North Atlanta is Southern barbecue. And our design tip of the day was on-trend kitchen countertops. What's in and what's out. So what you need to get rid of. So, sorry, I lost myself.
Get rid of all that Formica.
There you go. Formica, gone, everything else. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Follow us on social media and let us know if there's any topics you want us to cover. Take care and have a great day.
Bye.